मेरी आवाज़ ही पहचान है. My voice is my identity. Those 6 words define the sound of the Indian subcontinent for over half a century. As a Bharat Ratna, she became a globally recognized icon, leaving an imprint on the history of music that few will ever match. While her melodies are familiar to billions, the woman behind the microphone remained largely enigmatic. She lived a life of intense psychological discipline, hidden away in the controlled environment of the recording studio. Sustaining this level of performance across decades required a specific internal framework. She detailed the components of this mindset during a series of rare, in-depth interviews with writer Yatindra Mishra. Her legacy is built on 3 unbreakable pillars: an unyielding sense of self-respect, absolute dedication to the grind, and a spiritual reverence for the music itself. The first pillar was shaped by her father, Pandit Dinanath Mangeshkar. He was a man defined by his music and his drama company, often coming home late from performances that lasted until the early morning hours. His method of discipline was unconventional. When his children were unruly, he didn't shout or scold. He would simply stand them before him and deliver a long, silent, and severe glare. He would wait for the weight of that silence to sink in before asking, "So much Gaina? Did you understand?" Usually, the children would be in tears before he even spoke. By refusing to give them a lecture, he forced them to identify their own mistakes. They had to internalize the error and correct it themselves. This early lesson in accountability became a lifelong commitment to self-reliance. She later credited her father's values for giving her the strength to navigate a high-pressure industry without ever compromising her dignity or having to ask others for favors. This foundation of self-respect became her psychological armor. She survived the competitive world of playback singing by following her father's lead, speaking softly but standing firmly by her principles. The second pillar involves a decision that changed the course of her career. Despite being the definitive voice of Indian cinema, she actually began her professional life on screen, acting in a handful of early films. She found the process of acting to be deeply uncomfortable. She disliked the heavy makeup, the harsh studio lights, and the mechanical requirement to laugh or cry on command. A turning point arrived during the production of Chhatrapati Shivaji. Because of her deep personal respect for the historical figure, she told the filmmaker she would only participate if she could sing. She chose to record just 2 lines of playback rather than focus on her on-screen role. She eventually left the set for good, trading the visible glamour of the screen for the isolation of the recording booth. She preferred the honesty of the voice over the artificial performance required in front of a lens. Once she committed to playback singing, her life became a relentless physical marathon. At the height of her career, she spent every day in a constant commute between studios, working from the early morning until late at night. Inside these rooms, she developed complete tunnel vision. She was entirely oblivious to the outside world, hyper-focused on the technical demands of each new recording. This grueling adult reality was the fulfillment of a childhood fascination. As a girl, she had seen the classical singer Kumar Gandharva perform while wearing a row of medals on his chest. She told herself that when she grew up, she would earn medals just like those. She transitioned from a child dreaming of awards to an adult defined by extreme labor. The perfection people hear in her recordings is a direct product of this relentless daily sweat. Underpinning all this technical skill was a belief in the spiritual power of music. To Lata Mangeshkar, the classical tradition was capable of producing effects that bordered on the miraculous. She spoke with reverence of legends like Tansen, who was said to have invoked rain by singing the Megh Malhar Raga, or lit oil lamps with the sheer resonance of his voice. She believed that when a singer found a truly honest note, anything was possible. When the interviewer called her immortal, she remained humble. She acknowledged that while her body would eventually pass away, she felt no regret about the transient nature of life. She found comfort in an old Marathi proverb, Gav Gela Wahun, now Raiva. The village washes away, but the name remains. It was her guiding philosophy that while life is temporary, one's work can endure. Her career was a fulfillment of duty. By carrying her father's name forward and adhering to her principles, she ensured her actions and her voice would continue to echo long after the recording ended.